Opinion read Rebellion crushed Modi, Shah drive India towards its biggest internal victory. India stands at a pivotal juncture today, witnessing the systematic dismantling of its most formidable internal enemy since independence, the Naxalite insurgency. For decades, this violent Maoist rebellion has cast a long, dark shadow across vast swathes of our nation, particularly the minor Alrik Red Corridor, choking development, terrorizing communities, and challenging the very writ of the Indian state. In recent months, the Narendra Modi government has intensified its hunt for Naxal extremists, killing about 300 insurgents this year alone. Last week came news of security forces in Chhattisgarh successfully eliminating Nambala Keshav Rao, alias Basavaraju. This has served as a body blow to the Naxal movement as a whole, which now faces a multi-pronged crisis including the elimination of its top leader. For perspective, this is the first time in over 3 decades that the fountainhead of the Naxal movement, General Secretary Rank, has been killed. The cherry on top is the fact that the operation to gun Basavaraju down was conducted not by the CRPF, but by Chhattisgarh Police's District Reserve Guard DRG. This brings us to a crucial, often underappreciated, element of the current success. India is now turning the very people once coerced or misled by Naxals into a potent weapon against the insurgency. The DRG, largely composed of surrendered Naxals and local tribal youth who possess an intimate understanding of the terrain and the enemy's tactics, has become the vanguard in anti-Naxal operations across the treacherous Bastar region. These brave individuals, many of whom have made the ultimate sacrifice, embody the resilience of the Indian spirit and the growing rejection of extremist ideology from within affected communities. Following the DRG's proven model, the Chhattisgarh police also launched the Bastar Fighters in 2022, enlisting tribal recruits from some of the most remote, previously inaccessible villages to take the fight deep into Naxal strongholds, denying them sanctuary and intelligence. The Modi-Shah duo's approach to this decades-old challenge represents a paradigm shift. Where previous dispensations often vacillated, offering piecemeal solutions or getting bogged down in reactive measures, the current leadership has brought an uncompromising clarity of vision. Naxalism is an existential threat to India's internal security and its developmental aspirations, and it must be eradicated. This resolve translated into the comprehensive Samadhan Doctrine, a meticulously crafted 8-pronged strategy encompassing smart leadership, aggressive strategy, motivation and training, actionable intelligence, dashboard-based key performance indicators and key result areas, harnessing technology, an action plan for each theater, and, critically, no access to financing for the insurgents. The aggressive strategy component has seen security forces gain a decisive upper hand, dominating previously Naxal-controlled areas. Intelligence networks have been revitalized, interstate coordination, once a significant hurdle, is now seamless. Security forces are better equipped, better trained, and, crucially, operate with the unambiguous political backing to act decisively. Simultaneously, the financial lifelines of the Naxalites have systematically been choked, cutting off extortion rackets and illicit funding streams that fueled their reign of terror. The regions that once formed the Naxal heartland, deliberately kept underdeveloped by insurgents to fuel their narrative of state apathy, are now witnessing a renaissance. Thousands of kilometers of new roads are being laid, piercing through dense forests to connect isolated hamlets to the national mainstream. Mobile towers are mushrooming, breaking the information blackouts imposed by Naxals and empowering citizens with connectivity. Schools, healthcare centers, banks, and skill development institutes are reaching the doorsteps of tribal communities, offering tangible pathways to a better life. There was once a time when over 200 districts, about a third of India, was controlled by Naxals. Today, that number has shrunk to just 6 districts, and in the months to come, these will be rid of the Naxal menace too. For far too long, this was India's ignored war, a festering wound that allowed extremist ideologues to hijack the grievances of marginalist communities and wage war against their own nation. Swipe left for next video. PM Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah's leadership has dragged this conflict out of the shadows, confronting it with unwavering determination. The top duo realizes that India's ambitious journey towards Amrit Kaal becoming a developed nation by 2047 would remain a distant dream if its internal security was constantly undermined. The vast mineral wealth of the Red Corridor, essential for India's industrial and economic growth, could not remain locked away due to violence. The lives and aspirations of millions of Indians, particularly tribals, could not be indefinitely mortgaged to an anarchic ideology. The impending demise of Naxalism will signify far more than just a military victory. It will embody a victory for Indian democracy, a reaffirmation of state legitimacy, and a powerful statement that the Indian Republic can correct historical wrongs, reclaim its lost territories and even turn yesterday's insurgents into today's defenders of peace. Latest blogs.